Ladies and gentlemen, madames and messieurs, days and thems and children of all ages. You say you heard about Bitcoin, but it don't make no sense. Well, step right up. I'm going to tell you what you need to know. Let's back up here a bit. So, what is money? Before we get to Bitcoin, we need to figure out what the heck is money and where did it come from. Well, first there was barter. You had some extra stuff and you needed some other stuff. You swapped them, everybody was happy. Bada bing, bada boom. People then started swapping their stuff for objects that represented value, like shells. But that was kind of dumb. But this was like money. Then people started swapping their stuff for gold, which was rare and didn't break apart. The government got in the business of making coins with a set weight and value. Then people brought their gold and coins to banks, which gave them paper notes, which were a lot easier to carry around, which represented the gold stored in the banks. This worked okay for a while, until some wise guy figured out that the banks or government could just print out money and didn't need to have that actual gold in the bank. What a racket! Printing money! And the government sets the value of the money that it prints. This is called fiat money. Anyway, now, most financial transactions are done electronically. You make a few clicks on your computer or you swipe a card. This sends a message to your bank or a credit card company. Then they send a message to the store or whatever that you're approved, and then you get your stuff. This is called a centralized ledger, with the bank being the keeper of information about you. But what is going on behind the scenes is that the credit card company or bank knows a whole lot about you. This goes way beyond name and address. This information can be stolen and sold. It's freaking weird. And you need a credit card or bank account to use this system, which is a big problem in some parts of the world. Bitcoin solves this problem. So, welcome to the blockchain. Let me tell you how this works. Meet my friends, Mickey, Bobby, and Jerry. They have some Bitcoin and they want to buy stuff and transfer value to each other. Mickey pays Bobby back for dinner last night. Bobby buys some exercise equipment online. Jerry gets some guitar picks at a store. Donna gives some Bitcoin to a charity. But what is going on behind the scenes is totally different than the centralized money system. Each computer on the Bitcoin system keeps a record of every transaction. This is called a decentralized system, or a peer-to-peer system. Ain't nobody, no bank or government involved. And this just isn't with you and your friends in your neighborhood, but a record is kept of every transaction on the entire system worldwide. And it is completely anonymous. Your location, your identity is completely hid, and you need a secret password to use it. So let's say somebody wants to cheat or scam the system by sending the same Bitcoin to two people. Since the system keeps track of every transaction, it will know someone is trying to get cute and won't allow any funny business. You don't have to know or trust the person or place you are sending Bitcoin to, because the decentralized ledger keeps the record of all transactions and won't allow scammers or cheating to happen. Mining for Bitcoin. Unless you've been living under a rock or out in Scranton, you've probably heard of Bitcoin mining. This has nothing to do with mining. It is simple. The Bitcoin software generates a math problem, and the first computer that answers the problem wins some new Bitcoin, and its account gets credited. Sounds pretty simple. But what it takes is lots of friggin' huge computers, using up a boatload of electricity, trying to figure out the math problem first. This competition happens every 10 minutes. There is a finite amount of Bitcoin that can ever be generated. Ever. This is one of the ways that Bitcoin gets its value, because there is a limited supply. What gives Bitcoin its value? Bitcoin is just another form of money. You can use it to send value instantly, almost for free, anywhere in the world. But the value of each Bitcoin is determined by what its users think it's worth compared to other forms of money. It's like a commodity, like pork bellies or gold or even stocks. Its value is what people are willing to pay for it. The big difference is that no actual objects are being exchanged. Remember barter and the chicken? It's kind of the same thing. What is a chicken worth to you? 1 stack of wood or 2? It is decided by the needs of the people doing the bartering. How much is Bitcoin worth to you? It is also decided by the people using or investing in it. How much are you willing to pay? How many rubles? How many dollars? How many pounds? Bitcoin's price is how much people are willing to pay for it. If you were paying attention at the beginning, you might remember that at first there was barter, an exchange of goods and services. Then there was an exchange of goods for objects that represented value. Shells were like money. Then there was gold, then paper that represented gold until it didn't. Then there was centralized electronic payments. And now there is Bitcoin on the blockchain, which doesn't need a bank account or a credit card, and is decentralized and anonymous. So there you have it. So I'm out of here. I told you what you need to know. So don't forget about it.